What's up, beautiful people? Today we're going to be checking out 15 people who are only born once in 1,000 years. I like the title, let's get to it.
With the world population growing at the rate of 4 births per second, each with a solitary identity, but once in a millennium, nature stuns the world by bringing some unusual souls. Let us learn more about the people who are only born once in 1,000 years. Shiloh Pepin. Known as Kennebunkport's Mermaid Girl, Shiloh was one of only 3 people in the world living with mermaid syndrome. She was born with legs fused together, only one partially working kidney, and no lower colon or genital organs.
Is she gonna survive though?
Her parents were told their daughter would live only for a few days. But Shiloh defied the odds and received her first kidney transplant at age 2. That one lasted until she was 5, and following 2 years of painful dialysis, Shiloh received her second kidney transplant in 2007. She was on the path of recovery when, unfortunately, she lost her life while battling pneumonia at the age of 10. Before we move any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you can keep watching our amazing content. Nzanzimana Ellie. A Rwandan lady got her prayers answered after losing her first 5 children, and a boy named Ellie was born with unusual features and learning disabilities. He spent most of his time alone in the bushes as villagers targeted him by calling him monkey or gorilla. Moreover, he fed upon the grass and didn't like regular food. Just after his story went viral, people around the world started contributing money to him and his mother. He went to school, learned to communicate with people, and now is a superstar and rolls in suits and designer clothes in his country. Abigail and Brittany.
This video is gonna be hard to watch. If you don't like it, feel free to click away. But I'm gonna watch it till the end.
Abigail and Brittany Hensel took their first breath in 1990 as the rarest case of conjoined twins, in which 2 different heads share a single body and main organs. Each twin controls 1 arm and 1 leg, which requires a lot of participation to finish their everyday job. Their strong family assisted them with going to school and finishing their education. Running life together and conquering difficulties isn't an issue any longer for them. And now, they work as instructors at a school and are an incredible wellspring of motivation for small kids.
They're still alive?
Rumesa Gelgi. Meet Rumesa Gelgi from Turkey, the world's tallest girl, who stands at 7 feet due to a rare condition called Weaver syndrome, which usually starts before birth and is sometimes accompanied by increased muscle tone, wide eyes, foot deformities, and unusually large ears. The condition's exact cause is unknown, but some researchers think it can be inherited, although none of Gelgi's parents or older siblings have the syndrome. The 24-year-old mostly uses a wheelchair, but she can walk if she's using a walking frame. Since she won her first world record title for being the tallest teenager, she has been using her platform to advocate for others with rare conditions. Rodriguez Hernandez.
Tallest man.
Jason Hernandez set the Guinness World Record for largest feet. His right foot measured 1.31 feet long, and his left foot reached 1.30 feet, which is even bigger than the feet of the world's tallest man. In his childhood, he was often teased for the giant size of his feet, and finding shoes for him was not easy. So he had to wear sandals made of old tires and fabric to reach school. When he couldn't find any in his hometown that fitted him, he contacted a shoemaker from Germany who creates shoes with special materials for him. His feet have grown further, although he has been undergoing treatment in a bid to stop them from growing. Isaac Johnson. Isaac Johnson from Minnesota may look like a normal teenager until he opens his mouth.
Bro, close that.
His mouth gape of more than 4 inches made him a dentist's dream. After seeing the width of the former record holder, Isaac was determined to be the next Guinness World Record holder, and ultimately succeeded in his endeavor. He is able to open his mouth so big he can fit objects like an apple, a soda can, and even a baseball with room to spare.
So it wasn't natural.
Keeping his mouth open for a long period of time doesn't hurt, but it can get tiring for him. Nick Vujicic.
Handsome man.
Nick Vujicic was born with tetraamelia syndrome, a rare disorder characterized by the absence of arms and legs, and faced tremendous obstacles in his life. Yet, he drove forward through life's difficulties and found key standards, which empowered him to track down his motivation and transform impediments into amazing opportunities, making him one of the most pursued featured experts on the planet. Presently, he has turned into an incredibly famous speaker, top-rated creator, and business person. Nick's passion is to tell the world that we
See
can
how handsome he is.
all overcome every disability
God.
with our dedication. Devendra Sutar.
Big.
Maximum fingers and toes on a living person belong to Devendra Sutar of India, who has 14 fingers and 14 toes. He is suffering from polydactyly, a birth defect that occurs when the paddle splits too many times and can range from a nubbin to a complete working finger or toe. While working as a carpenter, the extra fingers and toes often trouble him, and he has to be careful when cutting. He also has to wear special shoes so that the toes on each foot remain comfortable.
Couldn't they have cut it off when he was younger?
But he doesn't want to cut his additional fingers and toes as he considers them lucky for him. Because of the extraordinary features, he has become a famous man. Lalit Patidar. Lalit shocked his parents when he was born with a body blanketed in hair, as he was born with a rare werewolf syndrome, and became a focus without delay. Hairs up to 6 centimeters in length cover his face, making it difficult for him to breathe or even consume food. The specialists reasoned that his condition was hopeless, and he had to tolerate his peculiar features. Tragically, he was caused to feel isolated and strange due to his abnormal appearance. Although he has a caring and supportive family, it still requires some time for others to accept him in the community. Matthias Schwiddle. Matthias Schwiddle surprised his parents when he was born with a rare genetic defect that made the bone in his right arm 33% bigger and stronger than his normal-sized left arm.
What?
He went through his entire youth being harassed by other kids because of his abnormal arm.
Harassed? You don't want to harass
At the
somebody
age of
like
16, he won an arm wrestling tournament, despite a lack of any previous practice, which made him realize that his Popeye right arm could turn this imbalance to his advantage. So he decided to pursue a career as an arm wrestler. Over the past decade, this 27-year-old has won several championships at the national and international levels. He has also defeated a specially designed arm wrestling robot. Luna Fenner.
Oh, she's so cute.
Meet Luna Fenner, a baby girl from Florida whose birth was both a joyous and a shocking moment for her parents.
She's so cute.
This little girl was born with a rare skin condition called congenital melanocytic nevus, in which a huge birthmark covered her nose and eyelids that resembled a Batman mask. This girl was often bullied by people who used to call her ugly, but they didn't know that she was suffering from a serious type of skin cancer. This toddler made several trips with her mother to Russia, where, after 6 spearheading medical procedures, her pigmentation had been eliminated. Yet, she sometimes faces difficulty closing her left eye properly because of her stretched skin.
Oh.
Jeff Dabe.
Jeff Dabe.
The enormous size of a man's hands with a 4.78-inch ring finger has left the netizens shocked. Jeff Dabe, an arm wrestler from Minnesota, USA, has been competing in arm wrestling tournaments since the 1980s, with his monster forearms that measure 19 inches in circumference and giant paws huge enough to fit a basketball in each hand.
Easily.
However, He uses only his left arm during wrestling because of an old injury. Several medical tests have been conducted to see if he
That's a toilet paper. The thing in the toilet paper just fits in the hand like that.
was born with gigantism that makes his arms so peculiar, but no disease or abnormality was discovered. He was just born that way, with big arms and hands that keep growing with him. Adrian Lewis.
Longest tongue.
Most of us have seen at least one person in our life flaunting how long their tongue could be. But I'm sure no one can defeat this 18-year-old Lewis from Michigan, who has an incredibly long tongue of about 4 inches. She wants to become a record holder for the world's longest tongue, which is currently owned by Nick Stoberl with a 3.9-inch long tongue. She shows off her weird tongue tricks by posting several videos, and thousands of people tuned in to watch her twisting, flipping, and rolling tongue.
I don't want to
She
see
can
it.
even stretch her tongue to her eyeball with a little bit of help, and can also lick her elbow and nose. Firemanschlechner. Still wondering about the longest tongue? Just forget about that, because I'm going to show you the world's widest tongue. Or should I say, weirdest tongue. Schleckner generally realized his tongue was a significant piece. However, he had never assumed it was a record breaker. One day, he was assisting his daughter with a school project when looking at a copy of Guinness World Records, and he saw the previous record for widest tongue was 3.1 inches, and he wanted to beat it. He was right, as his tongue was measured at 3.37 inches, even broader than an iPhone 6. Since then, he has gained the title of a man with the world's widest tongue,
The daughter also gained an award.
and now has become a star in his town in New York. Kim Goodman. This lady seems to be a normal person until she pops her eyes out of their socket.
Can't see it. Can't see that. Can't see it. I've seen pictures.
Kim Goodman, a lady from Chicago, can pop her eyes 0.47 inches out of her eye sockets, which could cause your stomach to churn.
Yeah.
She holds the world record for the furthest protrusion of eyeballs. She was unaware of her skill until she got hit over the head, which caused her eyeball to pop out much further than usual. This was the perfect time for her to discover her hidden talent.
Stop doing
And ever
that.
since that day, she could pop them out on cue, as well as whenever she yawns.
Next.
Sam Burns. Sam was born to a couple of pediatricians who were shocked when their 2-year toddler was diagnosed with progeria, a fatal disease that causes the body to age rapidly. His parents established a research foundation in an effort to increase awareness of the condition, and also offered resources for the support of those with progeria and their families. Sam supported his parents through his inspirational talks. From a very early age, Sam knew he'd be facing more obstacles in life than most, but this didn't stop him from taking charge of his happiness. This brave and innocent soul, before leaving for heaven at the age of 17, left My Philosophy for a Happy Life, which was recorded in 2013 and has been viewed over 49 million times. Mehmet and
This video is so hard to watch. Damn. So difficult to see. Your life is good, guys.
Kareem Selman. A couple in Turkey were surprised when they had their first child, Mehmet, who was born with one blue and one brown eye, a condition called heterochromia. Their second kid, Kareem, was born with the same condition. Fortunately, this condition does not impair vision and is simply caused as a result of different concentrations of melanin, a pigment that determines eye and skin color. The boys were happy with the attention they got when they were young, but gradually they started feeling uncomfortable, so they shut their eyes in public to avoid people's attention. However,
I like it though.
their mother feels lucky to have these special kids.
Yeah, I like it.
Zion Clark. Abandoned at birth, raised in foster homes, beaten and starved, but a world record holder. Meet Zion Clark, a successful wrestling coach who opened his eyes with caudal regression syndrome, which meant he was born without legs and was given up for adoption. From a very early age, he faced bullying because of his missing limbs. But his story took a happy U-turn when a lady adopted him when he was 17. And with love and support from his new family, he released his book, Zion Unmatched, and set a world record for the fastest 20-meter walking on hands with a time of 4.78 seconds. Isaiah Acosta.
One without a chin.
Isaiah was born as a jawless child with all his major organs on the wrong side. According to the doctors, the survival of this child was a miracle. Due to his strange look, he was bullied sometimes. He wanted to become a popular rapper, but it was impossible for him to even pronounce a word. However, he didn't let this obstruct his path to success. He shocked the entire world when he dropped his first rap song, which was actually sung by a professional rapper, but written by him. And now, he has become the first jawless rapper, a songwriter, and a true symbol of inspiration for the world. Cyclops Baby. A woman in Indonesia shocked the doctors when she gave birth to a Cyclops baby. A baby girl who weighed 5 pounds was born with only one eye in the middle of her forehead and a missing nose, although her other organs were complete. The newborn was given an oxygen hose from the mouth, but she tragically passed away the same night. Doctors suspected the cause of the baby's disabilities was mercury exposure and the rubella virus, as her parents work in one of the mines in the village. Lindsay Hilton. Lindsay Hilton, a lady born without arms or legs, didn't let her disability affect her dreams. So she got her start in swimming, soccer, and hockey to defeat the fear of impairment. Then she was introduced to rugby in high school, and now is a dedicated CrossFit athlete. Many people call her an influencer to their fitness journey, but for her, she is not different, and she just wants to be good as a person, and is out to show the world that limitations are just a state of mind. Trace Johnson.
Keeps going.
Trace Johnson was born with a 0 chance of survival, with a large cleft, eyes spaced further apart, separated nostrils, and an abnormally shaped head, and suffered seizures. He has undergone numerous operations to reshape his skull to relieve the pressure on his brain. Trace has amazed the doctors, who didn't expect him to live, as this miracle boy has reached the age of 13 and is believed to be the only survivor of this disorder. Oliveira de Oliveira. Doctors in Brazil were astonished when a baby was born with a topsy-turvy head and seriously disfigured appendages, and so they advised his parents to starve him to an end. But they refused the specialist's recommendation and started covering up his disability. Despite his affliction, he became a certified accountant and furthermore made trips in different nations to convey motivational speeches. Mandy Seller.
This is the hardest video I've had to react to. I've had to watch in my whole life. This is the hardest. Not just hardest by a little bit, by a very long margin. This is... I don't know how to act right now, guys. I don't know how to act.
Was born with an uncommon hereditary change that caused an abnormal development in both of her legs, and her legs alone weighed 95 kilograms, making life even more difficult for her. She kept a free way of life utilizing bolsters and wore exceptionally designed outfits, and had a modified hand-controlled vehicle. After her left leg was cut off over the knee, it started to develop at a sped-up rate. However, she trusts that specialists will find an enduring clinical answer for her sometime in the future. This picture is from Southeast China, where a young boy named Nong Yusui was born with bright blue eyes. Not only were his eyes blue, but he could see in the dark. In fact, he experienced discomfort in bright sunlight, yet perfect and clear vision in darkness. So, a test was conducted by making him answer a series of questions written on a piece of paper in complete darkness, and he responded to all of the questions. His parents also claimed that his eyes reflect a neon green tone when illuminated by a flashlight. It is theorized that his eyes may be like that of a cat, having a layer of tapetum lucidum, but no scientific analysis has been conducted to confirm this condition. Nick Dismetic. This social media influencer was a normal kid, but suddenly he started observing some irregular ballooning on his face. Later, he came to know that he was suffering from a genetic disease that caused tumors to grow along nerves. So he decided to share his story with his fans to raise awareness, and got 180 stitches after having 2 critical surgeries. He has his 3rd most significant surgery upcoming, which he hopes will remove some of the excess weight from his face and help contribute to the research of NF1. Hernandez.
A woman.
A model, life coach, and a motivational speaker. But what made a simple lady so famous? Let us look upon her story. Kaur was born in 1990 and was diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome at the age of 12, which causes excessive facial and body hair growth, as a result of which she was able to grow a full beard. Initially, she attempted to remove her facial hair due to constant bullying, but now she has grown to embrace her unconventional appearance by keeping her beard and step forward against society's expectations of what a woman should look like. Today, she has become a spokesperson for the body positivity movement and living a happy life as a young, beautiful, bearded woman. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like...
That video was hard to watch. That video was hard to watch. Jesus Christ. If you have everything in this life, it doesn't matter if you don't have money or a house or anything material. If you're healthy, you're very lucky. Did you guys see that? The first one, how he started, the lady with the mermaid syndrome, the little girl, had to take how many kidney transplants? 3. And still died at the age of like 7. I can't even forget. That's my first time seeing the video, but the details are just... That video was hard to watch. That's just... Let me know what you think, man. Feel free to share. And these are kids, babies. See the kid with the cyborg, just one eye. Honestly, I don't like to say this, but I'm glad she died. You know, you cannot suffer like that. You cannot. Let me know what you think about those videos. You know, feel free to share your thoughts on that one. It was pretty tough to watch. It was hard. It was crazy. But talk to me, share your thoughts, and yeah, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I made this bed on my own.